There were quite a few San Diegans who were at the Route 91 Harvest Festival this weekend.
One of PPR's own reporters was there during the shooting last night. Maddie Sinclair joins us now with more on what she witnessed. Maddie, you just got back into town a little while ago. Where were you at in the crowd, and what went through your mind when you first heard the shots? I know a lot of people are saying it sounded like firecrackers going off.
I thought it was. We were probably in the middle of the crowd. The stage was 50 feet away, if that, middle of the crowd. I thought it was a joke. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was part of the show. I mean, you're in Vegas. You hear these things, you don't know what's going on. And so when the first couple gunshots went off, we dropped to the floor instantly, and just people started standing up. They're like, no, get up, it's a joke. Don't, like, you're fine, everyone stand up. And then it happened again, and we just dropped. And people are on top of me, so I couldn't move. I couldn't really see anything. But what my roommate and her boyfriend were saying was people probably 10 feet away from us got shot, and that's when all the blood came on us. And so when we looked down, we didn't know if that was our blood, if that was someone else's blood. But I didn't really realize, it didn't really hit me that it was real until when I'm down on the floor, I look up and Jason Aldean is still playing. He's playing for a good 20 seconds as we're there, so he doesn't know what's going on. So I was like, okay, this is part of a show. I didn't really know until I saw security run on stage, grab him, and be like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah. And once you did get up from the ground and start making your way out, what did you see?
Well, so there were like Marines by us. They said, keep your head down, stay down, while the gunshots were going off. Once they stopped, that's when we stood up, and you just start sprinting. You run as far away as you can, because that's the only time that you have. We probably ran for a good 3 miles, the opposite direction. So we stayed away from the Strip. We heard it was coming from Mandalay Bay, so we went complete opposite, ran 3 miles. We were staying at New York, but our hotel was on lockdown, so we couldn't go back there. So we stayed at a random hotel just for the night, and while I was running, I'd lost my phone, which is like the main contact right there. So I called my mom and said, you know, I'm okay, but there has been a huge shooting, and you're gonna find out about it on the news, but if you need me, call this phone, because I don't have my phone. And then someone ended up finding my phone and returning it back to me, which was huge.
So it was, looking at some of the cell phone video that people shot there, it was just complete and utter chaos, people running in all different directions. How did you know how to get out of the crowd? Because everybody was just kind of stampeding in all different directions, and obviously people were on the ground shot, and it was like, how did you know where to go and you know, how to get through the crowd even?
I think we all just kind of worked together. With my group, there was about 12 of us. At the end of it, there was 5 of us. 2 had split off. The others, we have no idea where they went. We just kind of looked around, saw who we knew, and just started running, stayed together. We just kind of knew that to go away from the sound, just run the opposite way. But at that point, I didn't know if there was more shooters, if there was just one. So it was just kind of confusing. You don't know where you want to go.
And confusion, that is kind of the key word, because you don't know where the gunshots are coming from, if they're from somebody in the crowd. Did you have any idea they were coming from the top floor of Mandalay Bay?
I thought there were people down. I thought there was multiple shooters. Right. So that's why it still really hasn't hit me. I'm still
in shock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see any police, and at what point did you see police arrive, or SWAT teams or anything like that?
I really didn't see police until we were running and we were close to the street, and that's when I saw them just like going by. One of my roommates was split off, and she was with one of her friends, and they had to hide out in a porta potty because they had nowhere to go. And so they're in the porta potty, and they were telling me how they could hear gunshots going through the porta potties around them. And then that's when like a SWAT member came up and opened the door and said, you need to get out of here now and just run and get out of here, because if you stay here, it's not good.
Yeah.
And so you really did the right thing to go in the opposite direction. Have you looked at any of the video that's been shown on, you're still in shock, you said right now. It seems surreal.
It still doesn't seem like it happened, just because I'm just so grateful that my entire friend group made it out. All 12 of us were completely fine. The 58 others, that's, you know.
As you were going out, did you see, obviously you saw a lot of people on the ground bleeding and that sort of thing. What was going through your mind? I mean, it had been just pure terror and panic.
So yeah, we saw a couple people. At that point, it's kind of a blur to me, just because I was just focused on, I need to get out of here. There were a ton of Marines around who were helping as much as they could. I saw them running, doing what they could to help anyone. We went back to the area today before we left and walked around and just wanted to see the Mandalay Bay, wanted to see where it happened. And you could still, the window is still there. It's obviously not fixed, it's a crime scene, but as we were walking back, we saw blood all over the street. I haven't seen any pictures or videos, but I've heard that there's been like photos out that our body bags are everywhere, and just
it's hard
awful.
The last thing you expect going to a country music concert is having to run for your life, but we're so glad that you made it safe.
Can't imagine.
And thank you for sharing. I know it must be tough.
We appreciate it.
Thank
Sure
you.
do. Thanks.